trucking downtown. This is all, you know, this is part of my pain and suffering. You know, I found a way to have me a ride and make money at the same time. And I end up in a car accident.
Right.
And now I lost my apartment, lost all my stuff. And for my pain and suffering, all I get is nothing. That motherfucker that hit the car seems like they've been helping him.
Okay.
They've been helping him and causing me to suffer. And then talking at me like they doing something to help me. We concerned about what happened to you and all this.
Right.
But I don't get shit for my pain and suffering. I lost the car. I lost my income. I lost my apartment. That nigga that hit the car didn't lose shit. That guy didn't lose a motherfucking thing. I'm up in a shelter. Been in this shelter since October 1st. Ain't got no way out of there because I ain't got no income. Then I end up with a back injury.
Right.
My back was hurt.
Back.
I couldn't do shit.
Can't do nothing.
Now, I'm walking all over the place. They got me, had me begging up for money. And if I get hold to any kind of money, now they got me spending up the money. It's part of their coercive control. They delay and waiting game. That's what they did with my court case.
Right.
With Warren Truck Plant.
Okay.
It was a waiting game.
But what about the court case
They
with your
wait
eviction?
till you
though?
exhaust the money you have, and now they know your attention is not going to be 100% focused on what you came to them for help for. Because now you're in a fight for survival. You ain't got no money coming in, and they think that's going to force you into going to do something, jump up, get a job, to get you some money coming in, and then you get back to that shit later.
Right.
Well, I'm tired of that shit.
I feel you.
I'm tired of your delaying me. I'm tired of your waiting game. And I'm tired of you not moving forward. And I'm tired of suffering here in the city of Detroit because some negligent shit that's going on here and no accountability. All these people I've been talking to for help. Snakes. That's all they is. You've been helping them, not me. You've been hindering me and moving them forward. I'm up in the fucking shelter.
Yes, you are.
Down here catching a bus when I had a car. I can go home and sleep in my own apartment. Now I'm sleeping in a shelter. Now I'm down here in this way. This is the transit center down here. Down here catching a bus. Catching a goddamn bus. Cause some sorry ass man, as usual, like they was on my job, it was men, these ladies, these sorry ass individuals want to come around and spread their little rhetoric lies about me. Now I can't get no help. My pain and suffering, I ain't get shit for it. Okay, you started this because you talking about I was doing something with my brain. Well, okay.
Okay.
You know, God don't like ugly.
Yeah.
You understand me?
I agree.
And they gonna pay for this shit.
Okay. Look, man. There needs to be a case study out on you, though, for real. I mean, wow. I feel you on everything that you just said in your video, you know. Pain, suffering, out of work, accountability. You said a lot in the last 3 minutes. And as I said before, there needs to be a case study on you. But before we get into that, let's go shopping. Man, that was a good little shop that we had to do right quick. Before I get into this video right here, this is just a little thought piece, I guess you guys can call it. It's nothing against towards the person that was talking in the opening right quick. I just feel like there needs to be a case study on things that you either hear or see. And it's crazy that people's thought process is different. Mentality, mental, the brain works in mysterious ways, right? And everybody's brain function is totally different. And I get that. I get that. I got to be clear because I got to get some things clear here. Let me try to understand your way of thinking because, again, I feel that this feels like a case study.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So you had a car, even though it was a rental, but you still had transportation. Check. You had a place to stay. It may not have been the perfect place, but it was still an apartment with a roof over your head, and you still called it home. Check. You had a job. It wasn't the perfect job, but you had a job. But unfortunately, because of situations that involved you, you no longer have that job. Check. Now let's circle around. Let's circle around to the car right quick, right? Because you didn't have insurance on that car, if I'm not mistaken, right? You chose to opt out of that insurance program. That means if anything happens to the car, you are responsible for it. So it doesn't matter if that man or anybody else for that matter, or if they hit the car, they are at fault, right? But without the coverage that you chose not to opt into, that responsibilities fall sorely on you, driver. Now, looking at the video you posted before, I got to admit something, right? Because I've been watching your videos for a long time. Now, that one video with the car situation, right? Maybe you might have stopped short. Maybe the guy ran into you. Maybe the guy ran off. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can only go off of what you show because you have the receipts. The video is proof on your channel of what happened. Now, if it was a legit accident, right? And if it was, normally both people would get out of the car and they will exchange information. But we only saw the video from the moment you started recording. So as I continue to watch that video, because you made a short of that video, and I think you made a commentary on that video as well, showing the people that you was hit and the car just sped off. But here's the thing though, right? You blurred out that man's license plate. Now, if he really ran off like he showed in the video, why blur it? Why blur the license plate? Why not leave the license plate in plain view to help you locate the guy? Because the TikTok investigators, they can find people just like that. But help me understand that part though. Why would you blur out that man's license plate if that man was clearly in the wrong? Now, again, I wasn't there. I don't know. I could speculate on what happened based off your demeanor with people, right? Maybe the two of you got out of the car. Maybe there was a conversation. Maybe things got heated. And old boy just jumped back in this car and just sped off. He didn't even want to deal with you anymore. He just be gone. That happens, and I get it. Another thing, did you call the police? You said you called the police, but did you make a report though? Well, I would assume you would have to make a report, right? Right? Because that would be considered a hit and run. That would be considered a hit and run. Old boy hit you, didn't stay around, and he ran off. But you blurred the license plate though. Did you give them the license plate? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Again, like I said, we wasn't there. All right, so let's flip the script for a little bit because like I said, I feel that this is a case study, right? Let's talk about the income. Now, you did have income coming in. It wasn't a lot, but you was making money driving for Uber. Now, during that time that you was driving for Uber though, wasn't it you that made video after video after video complaining about Uber and how they wasn't paying you, how the riders was treating you, how you didn't get that $1,000 bonus that they promised? Wasn't that you that kept complaining about Uber and what they wasn't doing? That was you, right? You do got receipts. You have video. You have videos of your confrontation when you talk about everybody that got in the car. You felt that you was disrespected. Even talked about the one that showed the peace. Remember that? But yet you still drove for Uber. Now, here's the problem, right? The problem is you relied on Uber. Even though you complained about it, talked about it, didn't like it, but you still relied on Uber. That was the only basket that you put all your eggs in. You did not do anything else to maximize your income. You didn't do nothing else to increase your finance. And since you already had the rental car, you could have used that rental car. Remember, I used to come on here all the time and throw out all kinds of advice that you could have used that car for. You could have used that car for other gig work. You had the car. You had the opportunity. It was right there in the palm of your hands. See, listen, when Uber slows down, other apps picks up. I sent you some options. Remember? I sent you Walmart Spark, which is one of my favorites. Even though Walmart is slowing down a little bit, especially after that multi-million-dollar lawsuit that they just had. Yeah, it's getting, I ain't gonna say it's getting kind of ugly, but it's kind of getting there. The orders, the money, it's still good though. Don't get me wrong. It's still good, but we are feeling the effect of that lawsuit though. I'm just saying. There's DoorDash. Remember, I sent you DoorDash, Uber Eats, Shipped, Amazon Flex. Since you was already doing Uber, adding those would have made much sense. You was already doing Uber. You already had the car. So it would have made plenty of sense to add on those additional gig applications. Again, when Uber stopped paying the way it used to years ago, that should have been the moment right there that you should have branched out and start using those other apps. But everything came crashing down on you last year. And let me just start by saying, I am so sorry that happened. It wasn't like I seen it coming scenario. And I kind of did. I kind of saw it coming. But still, I was still throwing out the options that you could use right quick to at least get you out of your situation at that time. See, we saw you. We saw you. We see you. We still watching you. But at that point, we saw you at your lowest point. And at the same time, blaming people like me and everyone else for your downfall that you put on yourself. And the pattern in 2026, March of 2026, 3 months into the new year, the pattern just keeps on repeating. Video after video after video talking about what happened to you with Uber. Video after video talking about what happened to you at Warren Truck Plant. Video after video talking about the guy hitting you. But let's be clear about one thing. You really didn't lose your apartment. Not because the guy hit you. Not because of Uber. You lost your apartment because you got receipts now. You got videos on your channel saying that you were about 5, 6, maybe 7 months behind on your rent. You showed the receipts now. You posted the video of you going to court getting evicted, remember? You posted the video that you said that you was about $4,000 to $5,000 behind with that apartment complex. You already said that they gave you an opportunity to at least get half of it. And you said yourself in that same video that you wasn't going to be able to do it. You even said yourself that you wasn't going to be able to catch up either. That's why you lost your apartment. That's why you was evicted. God damn, it's hot in here. Whew. But we getting it through. See, let me just say this, right? You can't stay somewhere and not pay for it. And you definitely can't stay somewhere when you're thousands of dollars behind. And if you was, and even if Uber was your only source of income, there was no way,
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy,
that you was gonna make up that kind of money quick enough to even catch up. So fast forward about 5 months, I think it was, since you left the apartment, you're living in a shelter. And to be honest, I'm really trying to still figure out that logic though. You're living in a shelter. Now, the people that's supporting you, I get it. They clearly see something that I don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And if they really cared about you and wanted to see you do better, they should be pointing out the mistakes that you're making. Now, a lot of them do. A lot of them in your comment section really are and truly is pointing out the issues that they see that you're putting out there that they got some genuine advice for, right? But instead, a lot of your supporters are acting like yes men. They're acting like, oh, I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. What's your Cash App? I'm going to send you some money and all sorts of stuff. But that's not what you need. You don't need that. If you need it, cool. But that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the attention and you're looking for that type of support. And I get it. And the yes men are going to come through for you. They are. But what you really need, though, is tough freaking love, man. You need somebody to really give you a reality check. You need somebody to say, we care about you, but you got to take accountability and get yourself together instead of crying about what people did to you. That's in the past. That's last year. And you still talking about it in 2026. That is crazy work right there. What you need to do, you need to focus on what you're going to do next. In front of you, not behind you. In front of you. That's what you need to do. You need to stop capping all in line. That's what you need to do. People on the internet is not going to always be on your side. Some of them are literally laughing at you.
He's gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
You might see the comments, but you're still on the other side of the camera and you don't always see what people really think. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the people watching genuinely want to see you succeed. I'm one of those people, to be honest with you. Despite how you feel about me, I still want to see you succeed. I am waiting for that one video that you're going to come on and say, hey, everybody, I'm good to go. I'm getting my life together. And here's the process that I'm going through to get it. I'm waiting on that video right there. Those people, they need to stop feeding into your nonsense. And they need to start telling you the truth. You need a job. You need a plan. You need to take steps to start rebuilding your life. Now, of course, everything happened in the winter. Things got hard. I get that. But spring coming, summertime's coming. Instead of making these so-called motivational videos, as you call them, outside, you should be sitting down with the tablet and start building a plan.
I have a plan.
To get yourself together, to get yourself out of the shelter. Making content about the shelter is not the goal here. No, getting out of the shelter should be your ultimate goal. Now listen, you have a CDL. You fell in this situation years ago with your previous company. as I look at you, because like I said, this is a case study, you really had some good jobs. You worked it for the Detroit MTA. That was the bus. What happened? That was a good job. You worked it at Warren Truck Plant, and we all seen what happened with that from your point of view and from Warren Truck Plant's point of view. We all seen what happened with that. You got your CDLs, and you still got your CDL. You started truck driving, and unfortunately, that didn't work out either. But what? You still got your CDL. You still got options, even though you don't want to drive trucks no more. And again, like I said, if you don't want to deal with the DOT physical or anything like that, your CDL still got the doors open for you. There are driving jobs in Detroit there, driver, courier jobs, delivery jobs, construction jobs. There are opportunities for people with CDLs in Michigan. You have a CDL. Ain't no way you should be living the shelter life for as long as you did.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
Now, I know a few drivers that are homeless and they do have their CDL, but they're utilizing their CDL to get themselves together, to make things better. They get their situation together. I see it. I know it. We see you sitting there at the bus terminal. You're using the bus to get around Detroit. Use the bus to your advantage now, instead of getting on the bus to try to do some content, because the last few videos, again, I don't know. Listen, you're already downtown, right? Visit the unemployment office. Go to the family services. Get a social worker. Sit down with that social worker and build a plan of attack.
We need a plan of attack. I have a plan.
A real plan here, because that plan can help you get a job. That plan can help you find an apartment. That plan can get you back on track there, driver. Then you wouldn't even have to deal with the shelter environment anymore. No more people waking you up in the middle of the night. No more dealing with random stuff in that type of environment. Listen, it's getting kind of hot in here. Man, that car was getting a little bit too hot for me, man. It was getting hot. I mean, it was earlier today. It was crazy because it was like cold and snowing a little bit. But I say maybe around, I don't know, like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah, it started to warm up a little bit. And then now around 2 o'clock-ish. Yeah, it's about 67 degrees out there, man. I'm telling you, Cleveland, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. We get four weather changes in a day. And in the morning, it was like cold winter. Now it's like spring. Later on this evening, it probably might be summer. We probably might have to break out the shorts and the t-shirt. And then later on tonight, it'll get back to the winter. You see, Mother Nature has a way of slapping you in the face when it comes to the weather, man. But anyway, let's get back to this case study, and let me finish with this right quick. So I myself has been in terrible spots like this before. I was open and honest about my situation back in the day. Not to the point of living in a shelter, but I've been close to eviction. I had my car repossessed. I've been there. I've been in that place where I didn't know what the next step was going to be. I mean, when you kind of feel the walls closing in on you, you got to do what you got to do to get that walls pushed back out. I had to do that. I had to get up. I had to grind. I had a newborn kid. I had a wife that was dependent on me. So I worked and I did what needed to be done to make things happen, to get things together. And I understand that you might not going to listen to any of the advice that been thrown out here. At least not online anyway. Maybe you probably might have somebody in the background that's telling you what you need to hear, because that's what you need. You need somebody to be a friend, a true friend, a person that got your back type of friend, and tell you what you need to hear. But again, we as the internet,
as the outside looking in, we know that you're not going to probably listen to none of the advice, at least none that I have. And again, I already know you don't like me, and that's cool. I get it. Not everybody likes the person that is telling the truth, though. People often attack the messenger instead of listening to the message that is being provided. Some people don't even want to hear the truth.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All they want is the attention. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm going through. I want people to be on my side. I want yes men. That's all I want. I don't want nobody to actually tell me what's going on. And I get it. But you constantly coming back video after video after video, expecting something different every time. And that's the conclusion that I have come to. Because, like I said before, you keep repeating the same story over and over and over. The Uber story, over and over. The warm truck plant story, over and over. You keep repeating until someone new hears it and supports you. And yes, it works all the time because the new people that's watching you right now, they don't know the history. They don't know the content. They just see what you got going on right now. But the people who's been watching, including myself, from the beginning, we all know the full story. Now, let you tell it. You'll turn around and say, you don't know the story. You don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. I might not know what I'm talking about because I don't know you in real life. But I know what you put out there because you've been putting it out there year after year after year, time after time after time, video after video after video. I can only go off by what you put out there. That's it. The bank situation, the home situation, the car situation, the Uber, Warren, all of it. You put it out there. We didn't make you put it out there. We didn't make you say, turn on the camera and start talking about it. Nobody asked for it. Let's be honest. Nobody asked for it. You decided to put it out there. But yet you get mad when somebody either A, question it, B, try to help, or C, just look at it like all crazy as all get out. So if the new viewers, if you guys want context, you should go and watch the older videos first. The older videos, not the new ones, not the ones that was here maybe about the last couple of years. We talking about the last couple of years. Because again, like I said, she's been talking about this Warren Trumpet situation since the beginning. Then it just manifested over into trucking. Then it just manifested over into this Uber thing. So you don't want to come in and start watching the new ones because right there is where you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I agree with you, blah, 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 and this, that, and the third, and I don't understand why y'all coming after her and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. No, when you look at the comments to some of the commenters, they'll let you like, yo, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Because what you're saying now is totally different from what you posted years ago. Now, start from the beginning. Click on older on her channel. Click on older and then start somewhere around the trucking situation because she mixed in the Warren truck plant story with her trucking situation that she had with a couple of trucking companies. Start from there and then make your own judgment. Okay. Now, listen, as for you, though, again, I know you're not going to listen to any of the advice that I have or anybody else have for that matter. But this is what really need to happen. You need to stop complaining. You need to stop blaming everyone else. You need to start taking accountability. I mean, you talk about accountability in your last few videos, but you're not taking none for yourself. I mean, I get it. You want to be this motivational person. You want to show what the real side of Detroit looking like. It wouldn't even be that if you didn't put yourself in that situation in the first place. You talk about accountability in your motivational videos, but you're not applying them to yourself? But listen though, once you start doing that, maybe, and just maybe, things just might change. It just might start to turn around for you. Focus on getting out of that shelter, man. Use the resources that you got in Detroit. And when it's time to get your own place, I want you to remember something, because most apartments requires you to make 3 times the rent. I got an example for you right quick, because the rent here in Cleveland, Ohio is crazy work. There's a 1-bedroom apartment in Euclid, Ohio for around $1,050 a month. Now, that means you need to be making 3 times that amount to even qualify and maintain it. So use that right there. Use that example right there to build your plan with that in mind. Because you don't have to take advice from anyone. I get it. You're a grown woman. You're going to do what you want to do. You're going to do what you're going to do. But if anybody else out there that's in the same situation as hers, listen, I hope you guys take something from this.